Well, it's 2025, it's a new year of Halo, but the same old stuff keeps happening. This week on Halo is going to be a very important one. I've got a lot to talk about, I've got a lot to say. I did a gameplay video yesterday as a positive way to kick off the year, but Microsoft sucks. They really do. Today we're continuing the dig site conversation, the 80GB leak of content that released last week, how Microsoft responded to it, and how after all of that information came out, numerous other community members also came out voicing their own personal instances of similar things happening. We also had Mr. Rebs, who did his own report on this mess of a situation, and oh boy, did he have some revelations to share. And then, on top of all of that, and just in the last 24 hours, it went public that Microsoft said no to a Doomslayer / Master Chief crossover. No, I'm not joking, and with all of that said, let's get into the video. So first up today, and it's what everyone is talking about, the dig site situation. I did a video a week ago outlining everything that happened, including testimony from actual members of the group where they talk about their concerns for Halo going forward, and how the new leadership, that's right, the new leadership, really doesn't want to interact with the community at all. It also came out that community created content from Forge or the modding community wasn't considered real content, as it didn't happen in-house at Halo Studios. I'll link that video at the end of this one if you're interested, and it's no surprise that all of that news, understandably, made people very upset. I mean, Forges particularly have been carrying Halo Infinite all year, and without them, there would have been very little new content to play all year. Halo Studios has even asked for, just last month, for some specific Halo title creations made in Forge, mainly Halo 4 and Halo 5. If you didn't know, Halo 5 turns 10 years old this year, so they are happy to take the Forge's content and ask for specific things, but then we hear that they don't consider it real content. That doesn't sit right with me, and this is coming from someone who is willing to turn the page and say, okay, Halo Studios, do your thing. Let's make Halo as good as it can be and leave the shit in the past. Oh man, a lot of people are feeling the same way I am. Even the top comment on my last video was like, guess that rebrand didn't change much, and I can't blame people for thinking that. I don't like seeing passionate community members leaving the community because of things that have happened to them in relation to Halo. All of those dig site members leaving are a massive loss to the community. So fast forward to today, the new information is that once this content leaked, the Microsoft lawyers indeed stepped in and they took down one person's video who showed specifically the cut Halo 3 campaign level Forerunner City and Guardian Forest. I actually made it a point in my video to use footage that would be okay. In case you are wondering, when I did my video, I did some research and saw General Kidd actually showcase the Macworld weaponry over 3 years ago, and it hasn't been taken down. And then I showed a 4K upscale of the original Halo 2000 E3 cutscene. I was trying to be really careful and only showed very specific things. Now, many people went to social media and said instead of going after the leakers who actually leak the content and the URL to download the entire archive is still available, you picked a YouTube video with 2,000 views on a guy who just loves Halo? It doesn't make sense to me at all. We then had Marty O'Donnell in his own Discord state the following: Microsoft has issued a formal cease and desist regarding the distribution of unauthorized links shared in his server. These links reportedly led to materials or resources that infringe upon Microsoft's intellectual property rights. Microsoft provided a 48-hour deadline to remove all offending links and cease any further sharing of similar materials. Failure to comply may result in legal action. Two things to say to this. One, I'm sharing this, so if you do have any links linking to the leaked material, please be careful. I didn't link to anything for that exact reason. And two, any hope of the modding community finishing the leaked content now seems very, very unlikely. Microsoft has taken its ball and gone home, you could say. Maybe this means the remaining dig site members will finish the Halo 3 cut levels. Everybody would love to see that, but I highly, highly doubt it. Now, what do I have to say in rebuttal to this? Well, let me read you what Microsoft's AI boss said about content that is on the internet. It is perfectly okay to steal content if it's on the open web. Do I even need to say anything? Do I really have to go into any more detail than that? Probably not, so let's move on. Now, as I said, Mr. Rebs made his own separate report talking to the dig site members. It pretty much reiterates all the points I mentioned above, so it's really great to see that we both got the exact same information. It gives it more validity in my eyes, and that's something that's important to me. The key takeaway I wanted to take from Mr. Reb's video was the following points. Halo Studios leadership would not greenlight bug fixes or additional features for the Halo Master Chief Collection that the dig site team needed to create the cut content. So not only are we probably not going to get any future updates to Halo MCC, they weren't even willing to consider bug fixes for the team they wanted to work full-time for free to create the new modded content. This says volumes, and honestly, it probably puts to bed any hope of us getting a modded custom game browser in future for Halo MCC. I think it's a missed opportunity. I think this game is so close to greatness. I would love to see future updates. What I will say, because I'm always being objective, the Halo Studios devs actually did spend some time fixing the horrible networking vulnerabilities of cheating on the collection. So at least for that, I'm very grateful, as the collection was an absolute mess from cheaters. Now, in saying that, what I really wonder about all of this is why not? Why not keep adding content to the collection of games that consistently pull more views every time I do a video about them compared to Halo Infinite? Why not make the ultimate legacy Halo collection with loads of features that make it self-sustaining, and then they never have to update it again? It's literally 90% there. Why not finish it off? The only thing I can think of is they're scared it will outcompete their Halo Unreal project, or at least that's what the executives think. But Microsoft executives, if modding content isn't real content, why would you be afraid? Now, as all of this information broke, numerous community members shared their own experiences. These are hardcore, lifelong Halo fans who have spent arguably as much time as the dig site team working on Halo in their own respective cases. The first community member is Grunt.api. He's responsible for creating community stats, a pre and post game overlay for Infinite, his own server selection feature, and numerous highly requested community features that simply never came to Halo Infinite. I'll read his exact post. Unfortunately, I'm going to add a bit of fuel to the fire. Between the Forge community and the dig site situation, I've never really shared my past experiences. Many of you knew me through various community projects from the Halo.api era, which allowed you to access the very first file browser, different stat trackers, and, most notably, a public and documented Halo Infinite API. These initiatives were made possible thanks to the support of Autocode, which is now sadly gone, with which Microsoft has given us the green light to collaborate with 343 Industries, provided 343 would actually agree. However, and this is where 343 came into it, this collaboration never came to fruition due to a refusal from 343 Industries, which ultimately led to a cease and desist. So 343 Industries didn't have all of these features, the community made it, and lo and behold, 343 hits the man with a cease and desist. I just want to reiterate, these are community members who are passionate about Halo, they are not replaceable, and they're providing invaluable services for free. And Microsoft, 343, Halo Studios, whoever, the name is completely interchangeable. Whoever is making these decisions, you're pissing them off, you're driving them away, it's mind-boggling, it's a dumb decision, it really is. Next, we have Kraken, a community member who he and his group actually got content put into Halo Infinite and the Halo Encyclopedia for free. He said, and I quote, "Broadly speaking, Halo Studios / Microsoft should be paying people for their labor regardless of their status. Some kind of payment. The Citizens of the Prophets development team had to buy our own copies of the recent Halo Encyclopedia despite our donated work being featured in the book." This didn't sit right with Kraken either, as they directly helped contribute to the book, content was used they provided, and they still had to go out and buy it themselves. Like, genuinely, if you're a community member and you have a positive Halo experience to tip the scales a bit here, please reach out. I looked everywhere this week before making this video and I couldn't find anything. Send me a message on Twitter, it can be anything, let me know. Finally today, and this was the cherry on the absolute mess of a predicament Microsoft and Halo Studios find themselves in. In the last 12 hours, it came out that a secret level crossover between the Doomslayer and Master Chief was pitched to Microsoft. Secret Level has been doing episodes on numerous popular franchises and they, quote, wanted to make a Chief Doomslayer crossover. I spent a whole weekend crafting this impassioned letter of my childhood and it's exactly what Tim said. They were like, Nah. Are you kidding me, Microsoft? It's literally free advertising for your biggest franchises. For years, people have wanted a crossover between the two characters. It doesn't have to be canon, just let nerds nerd out and enjoy the mayhem those two would cause. Master Chief ripping and tearing, Doomslayer killing the Covenant. There are so many things they could do, and understandably, 99% of people were furious at Microsoft for the decision. You greenlight the Halo TV show, which is a damn mess, cost hundreds of millions of dollars, yet you decline something that would build two of your franchises for free. It's baffling, stupid, it actually made me mad, and I don't get angry often, but it's frankly tone deaf of your audience. Do better. At this point, sign any Halo fan up to approved projects, because I guarantee any passionate Halo fan could do a better job than whoever is declining all of these things. Also, it's just straight disrespectful. Someone spent all weekend creating something and all you guys said is nah. Like, that's literally all they said. Nah. Not, sorry, we're not looking for this at the moment, but thank you for your consideration. Just nah. That is horrible. And that's it. That's this week in Halo. And what a week it's been. I'm sure you guys are gonna have lots to say in the comments this week. I had a lot to say today too, so it's nice to be able to get it off my chest. I've been pretty neutral with these things in the past, but when community members feel like they're not being respected, and in their eyes, the things that they create are being considered lesser as they're not made within Halo Studios' wall, that's kind of where I draw the line. In any case, you guys let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching as always. I'll be back again in the next couple days, and I'll see you guys later.